Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 8 at Arlington Park on Mr. D Saturday is the race that used to be known as the Secretariat. It's now the Bruce D. $300,000 is the purse. Grade 1, mile on the turf. Let's take a look at the field. Mike, this is a very evenly matched group. Point Me By the number 6 is 3-1. Tango, Tango, Tango is your morning line favorite. He won his maiden in the local prep race for this, the American Derby last time out. The blinkers really seemed to wake him up. He had a very quick burst of speed in that race.
Yeah, he did. He ran well in that race to, as you say, break his maiden in a stakes race, a prep for this. I mean, it's just hard to get a read on how good any of these horses are, Dan. I feel like they all still have a lot to prove. They're all, in many ways, many of them are just still finding themselves to find out how good they are.
Let's hope the time from US Pace Projector. This could be a very key handicapping component because the number 1, the Ride of a Lifetime, is stretching out. And this horse has speed and also has some ability. Second in the Saratoga Special behind Jackie's Warrior as a 2-year-old. The key here is turf. Now, the Candy rides could do just about anything. 10% winners, first-time turf. I just wish there was more grass on the bottom of this pedigree.
Yeah, there's not a lot of performance for turf on the bottom. I mean, to me, when I look at it, he's a Candy ride out of a Proud Citizen mare. That's good enough for me to try the turf. I feel like it's in there, even though nobody in the family's really run on turf all that much. We'll see. I think the bigger question with the Ride of a Lifetime, Dan, is has he improved from 2 to 3? Because I think that's a real question.
Jack Sisterson having a very nice summer. Lexingtonian, of course, winning the Grade 1 at Saratoga. Tango, Tango, Tango winning the American Derby. And Tango, 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 I thought for the most part, had a very good trip. He broke well. He tucked into a loose pocket. He came outside the pace setter, and he burst on clear. He's going to be a shorter price than he was in that race, 8-1. I kind of want to see him do it again.
I mean, I do too. I don't know that I'd want to take, 2-1 or something like that on him in here, but the fact remains he's run twice on turf and he's run pretty well both times.
I thought Mr. Universe ran pretty well last time out, and now when it was a 1 other than, it was a race where there was just no pace. 25-2, 51-1. This horse is last, tried to make a big early move into the race and ran okay to be second.
He did. I mean, his rider didn't really have any other choice but to make that move. They were walking in front of him. He got a little bit tired at the end of that race, but he did take a step forward in there, Dan. I mean, off of his other races, and it's not like there's only 1 or 2. He's really hard to like, but it seems like he probably ran the best race of his life last time.
Ginsburg has a lot of potential for trainer Rusty Arnold. This horse made his career debut in a pretty strong maiden special at Gulfstream during their championship meet. And just watching that race, to me, it just looked like Rusty was giving him one for the experience. He got a little bit of a freshening after that. He came back at Ellis Park, and he was running at the end of that race, turned a very competitive 78 buyer.
Yeah, he ran well last time. As you mentioned, his career debut did feel like a prep. They didn't ask a lot of him. His stablemate, Chellis, won that race, and this horse, I feel like, was just out there for experience. I felt like he really improved last time. He had an outside post. They angled him over towards the inside early. This horse steadied pretty hard on the backstretch. He got in behind horses. They had to really take a hold of him and lose position. Once he came clear in the stretch, I thought this horse really ran.
New Year's Surprise was well beaten in the American Derby, bounced out of that race, ran an okay second over Polytrack. Tough spot for the maiden.
Yeah, really tough spot here. When you go 2 back, when he finished behind Tango, 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 I guess you could say he earned a figure that's going to, he could build upon in this race, but it's just hard to see him beating this field.
Not too many point of entries when first out going 5.5 furlongs. Point Me By did at Churchill Downs, coming from off of the pace to score. And then this horse ran against older horses at Saratoga and only his second lifetime start. And Mikey was kind of down inside, in behind horses, a little bit green, but there were some points in the stretch where it looked like he wanted to run a bit.
I agree. I think he ran pretty well last time. It's not, the greatest field in the world, but he might have had enough excuses to want to stick with him in here. I really liked his debut. I actually feel like this is a good spot for this horse. And we'll see what kind of price he is, Dan. I don't even think 3-1 is too short.
Apparently, Shadazar needs some pace. Won his first 2 starts at Turf Paradise, won by disqualification. Last time out, Mystic Lake Derby just fell so far behind and then kind of passed a couple of tired horses before flattening out. Has to do a little better here.
He does. He improved in that race. He has to improve again. I can't say that I love, any one of his 3 starts, Dan, but he's going to be a big price in here.
King of Miami got the big split to win the Mystic Lake Derby 2 back. A hole opened up in mid-stretch, shot on through, just held him off in a blanket finish. American Derby last time out, maybe the wet turf course went against him.
Yeah, I guess you could give him that excuse if you want to. At the end of the day, I'm just not that big a fan of this horse. I know he's a contender in here. I do respect that he has good tactical speed and could really land the right trip in this race. I'm just not that much of a fan of this horse, and I want somebody else.
Like a salt shaker completes this field. He is a stakes winner on synthetic. I needed him in the Awad last Halloween.
Yep.
He ran really well at a good price. It just didn't work out. First time on turf since that race, and I guess his last sprint was okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's third off the layoff now as a 3-year-old. The only time they ran him on turf, he ran fine. If he runs an 82 now or even improves upon it as a 3-year-old, it's going to be really tough in this race. I didn't love the Awad, but I thought this horse ran fine in there.
Top pick time for the Bruce D. Kind of a skull buster of a race. Ginsburg's got a lot of upside, and you would think, okay, we're stepping up into a grade 1 off a maiden win. This is the field to do it against.
Yeah, I don't know. This is probably a graded stakes race in name only at this point, Dan. I thought this horse showed some real ability last time, and I'm happy to take him at anything like the morning line.
The Point Me By was really asked for a lot, I thought, last time out, facing older horses, shipping, stretching out, and only his second lifetime start. And the trip I didn't think was that great. I'm hoping he could stay a little bit closer to the pace, but I think he's going to run at the end for trainer Eddie Keneally and Louis Sias. 4216 for Mike, 6294 for me. In the grade 1 Bruce D, not the Secretariat, at Arlington, race number 8. Good luck.